This is section 3-4, day 2, solving two-step inequalities. Our objective today is to solve two-step inequalities using inverse operations. Let's refresh our memories from yesterday. When we had something like n over negative 2 minus 5 is less than 2, we started by adding 5 to both sides. We get n over negative 2 is less than 7. Then we multiply both sides by negative 2, and we get n is greater than negative 14 because we have to flip our inequality symbol. Then we graph. I put negative 14 in the middle. I make an open circle at negative 14 and my arrow goes to the right. For the second one, remember we have to rewrite this as 12 plus negative 3x is less than or equal to 18. And then negative 3x plus 12 is less than or equal to 18. Then we subtract the 12 off of each side. I get negative 3x is less than or equal to 6. Then I divide both sides by negative 3. So I get x is greater than or equal to negative 2. Because we divided by a negative, I have to flip my inequality sign. So at negative 2, I make a closed dot, and my arrow goes to the right. So now we're going to switch it up a little. 2 is less than n over 2 plus 8. Now our variable's on the other side. Quite simply, all we have to do, we're going to take this, and we're going to flip them. But when we do that, we also have to flip our inequality symbol. So I take n over 2 plus 8, and then a 2 over here now. My inequality symbol is supposed to eat towards the n over 2, so it's got to flip over here like this. Now I'm going to solve as usual. I'm going to subtract 8 off of both sides. So I get n over 2 is greater than negative 6, and then multiply by 2 on both sides. So n is greater than negative 12. Then we're going to graph. So at negative 12, I will have an open circle, and my arrow will go to the right. For the second one, 5 is greater than or equal to negative 2x minus 1. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to flip negative 2x minus 1 and 5, and then my inequality just has to eat the 5. I'm going to add 1 just like we've done before. Negative 2x is less than or equal to 6, and then I'm going to divide by negative 2. So x is greater than or equal to negative 3. So at negative 3, I'll have a filled in dot, and my arrow will go to the right. It is very important to have your variable on the left if you want to follow our trick for graphing. If you want this part right here of the inequality to be the same as the tip of the arrow, your variable has to be on the left. All right, try these two on your own. For the first one, you should have rewritten it as 8x plus 7 is greater than 23. You subtract 7 off of each side, you get 8x is greater than 16. Divide both sides by 8, you get x is greater than 2. At 2, you should have an open circle and an arrow to the right. For the second one, you should rewrite it as w over negative 4 minus 3 is less than or equal to 1. You add 3 to both sides. You get w over negative 4 is less than or equal to 4. And then multiply both sides by negative 4, leaving you with w is greater than or equal to negative 16. So now we need to graph it. We have negative 16, negative 15, negative 14, negative 17, negative 18. We'll have a filled in circle at negative 16 and our arrow to the right. Now we're going to try some word problems. A music club charges 75 cents per song download plus a membership fee of $5.70. Diego can spend at most $15. What is the greatest number of songs that Diego can download? Let's look at our important information. We have 75 cents per song. We have a fee of $5.70 and at most $15. Well, 75 cents per song. If you see the word per, it is a times. Times what? Well, number of songs. We don't know. There's our variable. Plus, he's also got to pay that $5.70. If he can spend at most, that's a less than or equal to 15. Now we solve. We start by subtracting $5.70 off of each side. We get 0.75x is less than or equal to 9.30. Divide both sides by 0.75. We get x is less than or equal to 12.4. Well, you can't download 12.4 of a song, so you have to say, at most, he could download 12 songs. All right, let's look at this one. A phone plan charges 20 cents per text message plus a monthly fee of $42.50. Lynn can spend at most $50. Write an inequality for the number of text messages Lynn can send and find a solution. All right, so we know 20 cents per text message. Number of text messages missing. That's going to be 0.20x plus a monthly fee of $42.50, so plus $42.50. At most $50. At most is a less than or equal to 50. Now we're going to find the solution. We're going to subtract $42.50 off of each side. So we get 0.20x is less than or equal to $7.50. And then we're going to divide by 0.20. We get x is less than or equal to 37.5. Well, you cannot send 0.5 of a text message. So she can send at most 37 text messages. All right, try this one on your own. The Fun Zone charges $5 for admission plus 25 cents per token for arcade games. Eric has saved at least $10 from doing chores. How many tokens can Eric buy? Important words. $5 for admission plus 25 cents per token. So 25 cents per token. 25 cents, 0.25x plus that $5 admission fee. At least is it greater than or equal to $10. Now we're going to solve. Subtract 5 off of each side. 0.25x is greater than or equal to 5. Divide each side by 0.25. And x is greater than or equal to 20. The answer to the problem is at least 20 tokens. All right, now try this one. You want to buy some t-shirts and a pair of shorts. At one store, t-shirts cost $10 each and shorts cost $20 each. You do not want to spend more than $85. How many t-shirts can you buy? All right, so write this, $10 each for t-shirts, and I don't know how many I'm buying. Plus, I'm also buying one pair of shorts. I don't want to spend more than $85, but I can spend exactly $85. So there's our inequality. To solve, we subtract 20 off of each side. We get 10x is less than or equal to 65. Divide each side by 10. We get x is less than or equal to 6.5. I can't buy 0.5 of a shirt, so I can buy at most 6 shirts. Here's your assignment.